One of the things that we don't tend to think about in this part of the country is extreme heat. Going forward, we're going to see more and more days that are above what we consider extreme heat days, which I believe in the city of Detroit are days above 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Right now, we anticipate approximately 10 of those a year, and looking ahead in the next 50 years, we think there'll be 30 plus of those days.
So the urban heat island effect is basically in urban areas, they can be 5 to 10 degrees warmer in that downtown core than in outlying rural forested areas. And so it'll make it hotter during the day, but then also in the nighttime, it makes it more difficult. It doesn't cool down as quickly because the pavement traps all of that heat.
Those nighttime cool temperatures usually help the city or nearby neighborhoods cool off, but if those temperatures aren't going as low as they used to, then there's less of an opportunity for that cooling or for that relief at night.
The elderly, the poor, the disabled, they are going to be extra vulnerable under these, in these changes. And so keeping an eye out for them and raising their concerns, I think planners have a real obligation, an ethical obligation to do that.
We also conducted vulnerability assessments as a part of the master plan process. In St. Joseph, we looked at areas that are susceptible to extreme heat events. So to map extreme heat events, we look at areas where there's lots of pavement, so lots of impervious surface, and also where there's not much tree canopy.
The vulnerability assessment that was part of what Leah assisted us with the Resilient Master Plan really was brought to light the different areas where we can really improve quality of life for our residents. It identified a few key areas that could really use additional tree coverage to help with the health of some of our vulnerable population.
And they identified different hotspots. Then they mapped out where the populations were, and different vulnerable populations like elderly people and young people, people who aren't mobile and can't go to a cooling station. We wanted to identify where they lived so we can help them prepare for extreme weather events and things like that.
One thing that the city of St. Joseph found was that they really have almost no tree canopy in their downtown. So one of their goals is to increase tree canopy to 30%.
A springboard that's happened through this master plan process is our fire captain reached out to us about a month ago as we were wrapping up this process. And he's like, I really need that information to put into our emergency management plan.
It's going to help with our parks planning too. Are there splash pads or something like that that can be placed in parks, and that could be a cooling center or just provision of water and stuff in extreme heat events.
In the case that a local government or city is already facing challenges with respect to weather, that's enough reason to start thinking about climate change. If everything is perfect, then maybe you just need to think about, okay, well, how do you keep it perfect in the future? But if everything's not perfect, if you're experiencing a constant flooding, if you're experiencing, a lot of human health impacts from high temperatures because people can't get relief, whatever the challenges are that they're facing, that should be enough reason to think about how to plan for the future, especially under the scenario that a lot of these things are only going to get worse.